5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everyone. If you are here for the Nashi Predky, our ancestors live genealogy session, you're welcome to join us. Okay. Okay, we've got 4 minutes to the 8 o'clock start time. So we are just waiting for members to join us. And we have 2 viewers on the YouTube side. Welcome to everyone this evening. We're waiting for others to join the live discussion on the Google Plus side. We have about 3 minutes to start time. So if you are wanting to jump in with the conversation and participate live, you can join us on the Google Plus page, the Nashi Predky page, and take part of the live discussions. Or you could stay on the YouTube side and just watch and listen this evening. So, to join us, you can use the link that was posted in our Facebook group as well as on the mailing lists. You would have to click the play button in the middle of the page. All right. It is 8:01. I'd like to welcome everybody. We have 4 viewers on the YouTube side, and we're just waiting for those who want to take part in the discussion to join by if you hover over the broadcast, if you're on the Google Plus, the Nashi Predky, Our Ancestors Google Plus page, and you hover over the video, it will ask you if you want to be part of the conversation. You can join the conversation, because it's not going to be good if I'm just talking to myself on it. So I'm glad that we have 8 people viewing us, but I have room for 9 people to come live into the conversation, because the Google Plus Hangout on Air can have up to 10 people. And all you have to do is, as I said, hover over, and it says, you know, if you wish to join the conversation or join the Hangout, you can choose to click that, and it's one more click after, and you could be part of the live conversation. If you're on the YouTube side, we are going to be using the comments, not on the YouTube channel page. I don't have that open just yet, so if you wanted to comment and talk with us, you could use the event page link right under the video. I think there's an option for conversation. You could do that. It's kind of hard for me to be running the Hangout and also checking on the other side. So give me a moment to. All right. I also, if you're a member of our Facebook page, I have that open on a tab as well. I can catch messages from there. I don't see anybody posting anything, so all right. Okay, well, tonight's Hangout on Air was to get our group together in a live setting, because I know due to distance factors, there was a large contingent that could not attend our conference last month, and they had asked, could we do virtual events? And tonight is our kind of semi-try at having a informal discussion times. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can do this without. If you're having trouble to join, I'm going to do my best to recreate that and not cause echo. So please be patient with this, because I have to have 2. Okay, hold the thought there. Okay. I'm going to, number 1, I'm going to screen share. Select the window. This window. Okay. So everybody should be seeing my Google Chrome screen, and it shows you the event page. If you hover over and you see this start sign right here, and it says live in the upper left-hand corner, I'm hoping, if Justin, if you could let me know if you're seeing this. I want to make sure the screen share is working on that. But here, and you click on the start, I'm hoping that I don't cause trouble and trying to run two different. It will open up the window and it will start the call from there. So you have to basically, where the play sign is, from there it should open it, and it should ask you in the lower lower left hand corner after doing that to whether you want to join. But you cannot be on the YouTube side. You have to be at the Google Plus page. So you have to use that plus.google.com/hangouts link that was posted in the email for that. All right, hold on. Doing my best here. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to Chrome. Let's see. So, all right. So we go. I'm not sure. Justin, are you still seeing my screen share from this, or do you see my picture of me talking? Okay. Screen share. Screen share. Okay. Okay. So again, I'm starting my screen share. You should see my Google Plus or my Google browser, the Chrome browser, which has the event. So it's this plus.google.com events, my bad, events. If you scroll down, and once you start the broadcast, I see, I see you talking. Okay. I only saw the screen share for a brief second. Okay, so you're not seeing it now. All right, hold on just a sec. This is the problem of trying to. Oh, okay, so it's back. All right, so you did. Okay. Screen share. Start screen share. Okay. And there's the live room. And this is the problem of running it live. So, okay. Okay. All right, let's figure out how to get you guys in here. Okay. We started Google Plus, live, play. So, okay. Okay. How do you get the live? Like I see, Justin, what you mean. It disappears on. Okay, Justin, if I just got it to work on my handheld, so I will do my best here to hold it up. But if you click in the lower corner or hover over my name, it says be a part of the conversation, and then you would answer the question or click on it to join. So I think you have to hover your mouse over the bottom section of the video once it's playing, so you can get the be a part of the conversation back on that. So, oh no, I just exited out of Google Plus. So, yes, you'll see the YouTube video because it is, since we are connected to a YouTube channel, that's why you'll see a YouTube icon on that. But you should be able to see in the lower, and I can't without, all right. Hold on just a sec. Let's see if this works. Get everybody. I'm going to shut off my camera so you can still hear me. I'm going to screen share. so we don't get the bleed. So, but unfortunately the feedback might be tough. So okay, right, I have joined it. Showcase question. IP2 following. How do we get settings? Okay. I don't understand why we're having so much trouble this evening on this. I'm so sorry. Generally, and it's not a private event. It's not set to be a private event, so I don't understand why we cannot see this. Showcase. Okay. No. It's a public event. The link. Broadcast for free. Event page. Video page. All right. I'm going to. All right. We're going to start over. So I'm going to end the event. It'll probably restart, but I want to see about getting other people here. All right. All right. If you want to join the event, I'm going to put the link as per the adding or joining other people. I'm going to put that on the Facebook page. You have to copy and paste the whole thing. You cannot click the link. There's something about Google Plus that it doesn't allow you to click and go. So again, I'm going to put the link to join the panel on our Facebook page, and then I'll hop back and I'll put it in the event comments on our event page. So if you give me just a quick moment to do that, I will be doing that. And again, copy it and paste it into your browser for that. All right. First things first. And I'm putting it okay. Remember, copy and paste this URL into, and you have to do the whole copy the link address and then paste it into a new tab. Okay, and then let me get that back over here. Join us. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay. URL into, and you have to do the whole copy the link address. And I'm going to take off the screen share. Okay, and then let me get that back. Come back over here.
Hello?
Oh, I have Justin. Justin, it'll take just a smidge for it to load up and for you to come in. So, all right. Okay. I'll keep it on me. Don't forget, you might have yourself when you come in to the chat. URL into Hangout. Excuse me. Copy the link address, and I'm going to take off the screen share. Okay, and let me get that back here.
Hello?
Oh, I have Justin. Justin, it'll take just a smidge for it to load up and for you to come in. So.
All right.
All right. Get on me. Justin, it says you're here, so we'll have to when you come in. If you unmute yourself, you might We might get audio first. So as I said, I've put the link to join the panel. We have spots for 8 more people to join the panel this evening. We have 10 viewers on the YouTube side, so thank you very much for your patience this evening. And we have Sharon, or Sherry. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I can not hear anybody, right? All right, there we are. Oops. Too many browsers and tabs open tonight. Okay. All right. All right, let's see. 10 viewers on the YouTube side. So thank you very much for your patience this evening. And we have Sharon, or Sherry. Okay, don't forget, if you have the Google Plus Hangout window open, that if you're running the Hangout in another tab and it's playing, you're going to get feedback, and that's going to hurt your ears as well as everybody else's on that. So just be careful on that piece. Lisa, I had to mute you because you had probably 2 tabs open. It's okay. It happens all the time. Don't worry. Okay, and let's now I'm sure I can unmute you. All right, there you are.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Justin, if you know what, you probably, if you go out of the Hangout and come back in, it'll probably work, because we are not. I have no audio or video for you. So just exit you can hang up, use the red phone at the top of the Hangout, and you can leave the call and then come back in, and you can try. So, well, welcome, ladies. We made it.
Yay!
Yay! We have 9 viewers on the YouTube side. I don't think you guys get to see that in your window, but we do have 9 viewers watching us, which is really cool. All right, let's see. All right, Justin, we had a picture. It does sometimes it takes, because you have to download the little Google apps on that. It does take a little bit to kind of get in to the Hangout the first time, and afterwards, like once all the permissions and you grant the app controls, getting into the Hangouts after that is easier. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Michelle, could you see who was there before you could see our pictures?
As you're entering the Hangout, because I have the control room open and I'm hosting, yes, I could see as people enter, and then basically once you guys go live for your audio, generally your audio comes up first and then the video. It's just somehow there's a slower speed on. It's like just like a second or 2 delay on it. So, and on that. Okay.
So, but can you tell there are more people waiting to get on Google Plus?
No, I can. On the Google Plus side, we can't see who's what. We can't see that on the Google Plus side. What I can see is the viewers on the YouTube side. So on our YouTube channel, Nashi Predky, Our Ancestors, we have 8 viewers there. But on but if they're watching it from the Google Plus page, just the event page, and have it live running, I don't get to see how many folks are there unless they chime in the comment section on the event. I won't be able to say that. All right. Okay. All right. I have echo. Justin, I'm hoping that's you. You're here.
Hello?
We hear you.
Oh, good. All right. You can't see me, though.
No, we cannot see you.
All right. I haven't used this webcam. It's supposed to be set up, but I am here.
Okay. All right. This is good. So, but as I said, this is the first time. This is where we're going to have the little bumps in the road and, technical little things as everybody gets used to the technology. It's similar to Skype, but it actually, one of the beauties of Google Plus Hangouts is it uses less bandwidth for the video and audio, so it actually runs a little bit smoother than Skype on it. Plus, we're able to record it and put it out there on our YouTube channel, and folks who miss it tonight can see us bumble through our first attempt at a hangout and see how well we go on that. All right, so okay, just a few things for, since you guys are in here, and we'll use everybody as the instructions on that. If just as a courtesy to everybody, if you need to get up or the dog comes running through or the telephone starts ringing, don't forget you can mute yourself by, if you take your cursor and take it straight above where the video is playing on your screen, a little toolbar will come up and it'll be a person, a microphone, a video camera, your bandwidth usage, and then your settings. So if you need to mute yourself, you can click on the mute and the phone could ring all at once, or the dog could bark all at once. I've had the dog bark during my video calls, so I understand totally on the mute situation. Or if you need to get up and walk away, you can shut your video off without having to worry about, you know, people seeing you get up and kind of do acrobats or anything, you know, at your desk there. So just a few little etiquette pieces on that. Okay? All right. So we have to work on notes to self for next time is getting the correct link out into the community, because I did notice there are two different links. One for the broadcast itself, which brings you to the event page, and then the second is to join the panel. So we do got to get that out to ourselves. Okay. Justin?
Can you see me now?
No.
Yes.
Let's see. Hold on. I
Right.
could. Yes, there you are.
I used a different webcam, so I think I have to figure out the other better one, but at least this one works.
Okay. And just so everybody knows, as we talk, Google Plus, the Hangouts, will jump the camera to the person who's speaking, so those that are watching us get to see the person with the voice. However, if you want to change, or if I want to keep the camera, say, on Justin, because Justin is going to be showing a screen share or talking about a particular topic, but we might be chiming in with a, oh, okay, I can actually set it where it could be his camera only, and then he shows up on the as the main presenter on that. And I think I did that right, I hope. Okay, ladies, did it switch? Did I do the control panel correctly?
When Justin was speaking, yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Present to everyone. Okay. There. Okay. Then. Okay. So now everybody should see Justin. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And that's how we get it to. So okay. And iTunes and will be. I'm learning. I've participated in using the Hangouts with Dear Myrtle. She runs a week Google Hangout on Air for, goodness, a very long time now. And so she kind of inspired, her and Cousin Russ inspired this aspect of Nashi Predky. So I'm hoping that, again, more people would join us. We have 11 people viewing us on the YouTube side. So if anybody's brave enough to put on their webcam, or actually you don't have to put on your webcam, it could be audio only, you know, do use the link that was posted on Facebook or the event page on our Google Plus. So if you're watching the video on Google Plus in your browser, in the comments I put the join us, and you would have to copy and paste that link into a new tab, and And this is the Google Plus page, so I posted the link right here. It's was shared at 8:15, so if you're within the group, you can see that, or you can go to our Facebook page, and I posted the link, and you just have to copy the link address and again post it into a new tab on that. Oh, and there you do it. Oh, Lisa, I just saw the question. So to answer the question, let's pop that back and back to me. To answer the question, no, I have not uploaded the list yet, but it is on my to-do items this week. There's a bunch of files that I'd like to put into the Facebook page, so it will be coming out shortly to that. So Lisa had asked about a researcher's list, so we'll be getting that out to everybody in the Facebook community.
Great.
Okay. All right.
Fine.
Any questions? No problem. It's on the list of things, and I try and do my best at squeezing in the Ukrainian genealogy fun stuff along with the client work that I do, since I do have people that want their genealogy work done and back. So you know, I only get to do a little bit of fun in between their fun as well. So. Let's see. Okay. All right. So this evening, as I said, this was it's a first try for us to get together and have conversation. One of the things that I wanted to announce this evening was a crowdsourcing event that we hope that other people will spread the word and join us. I'm not sure how many folks have visited the Family Search projects that are for the Ukrainian church records, both the eparchial records for the Archdiocese of Lviv, as well as the I'm not sure if it's the Archdiocese or for Kiev as well, which is the Russian Orthodox Church, or the former within the Russian Empire gubernias that have become the Eastern Oblasts of Ukraine. I'd like to sponsor a indexing weekend. I'll start with that news first, and let me pull up the tab. Justin, have you done indexing with the Family Search?
Yeah, I have done some. I actually did a little bit of the Kiev eparchy records, which are very, very challenging because of the old Cyrillic that's used there. But they're fun. The Western Ukrainian ones are a little bit easier because they're all in Latin. But I think I took a look at them sometime as well. And long ago, I helped a little bit when they had the 1940 census project going on there.
Okay. Well, all right. And can you give everybody an idea of how easy or beyond the handwriting difficulty of the cursive Cyrillic? You know, how easy did you find using the program to do the indexing?
It was good. The programming was not that difficult to use. I'm not sure, since it's been a while since I've done it. You used to have to download software on your computer, like an app, and work through there. I know they were talking about streamlining it so you would do the indexing right through Family Search. I don't think they have that yet, but I'm not sure. But when I did it, you had to download a batch, and that was very easy. You just went into the software. It had a list of all of the different record sets that they were indexing at that time. You picked one, and then it would send you a batch, and it would usually be maybe 4 pages of church records. And at the bottom of the screen, there would be fields for each record, and it would highlight the record on the screen, and then you would type in the data that they wanted, the name of the child maybe, and the name of the parents, something like that, and the dates. And then after you did that, you hit, I don't remember if you hit enter or you clicked something, and then it went down to the next record, and you kept doing that until the page was done. You added the records, and then you went to page 2 and kept on doing it. The one thing that I would advise people to do if you're going to be doing this indexing is that you should go in and read any indexing guidelines that are linked to that project through, I believe they're linked through the Family Search indexing side of it, so where you would go to download the app. Because to try and keep things consistent, and as we all know when we go through these old records, everybody's very idiosyncratic on how they record things, and so they came up with standards. If you find a place spelled this way, spell it this way. If you find a name abbreviated this way, type it out this way in full, so that when it indexes and people go to search for it, they'll actually be able to find what it is that they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and just to show everybody that here is the archiparchial records for Lviv, and this is the project, and this is basically why right here we have 11% indexed and only 2% has been arbitrated, or basically gone through that final check and released within the database. So we still have a long way to go to that 100% mark, and this, as Justin had indicated, this is the sort of the easier set to work with because most of the records are in Latin. And as he said, here's the project instructions, the basic indexing guidelines, if you're unfamiliar with the Family Search indexing protocols. There's also field help, so a printable list of all the help information, as well as any, if you want to keep up with project updates, or if there have been questions and answers for the project, so they have kind of like a Q&A board, you know, to keep everybody apprised of, you know, what they've been finding within the records to help other indexers. So we have a long way to go, and as you see, this collection actually is almost, I consider it sort of unique as compared to some of the other collections that they've done online for particularly the Slovakian church records and the Hungarian church records. They've only done baptisms. They are not including marriages and deaths at this time. So this one actually, because this project includes baptism, marriages, and deaths, is I consider that kind of unique and very useful, obviously. You know, it's nice to get all the births within a family, but you also need to know when those, you know, if any children, you know, do pass on, and then you're wondering why you have another Joseph born to the family. You're like, well, what happened to the first one? That kind of gives the full or complete picture of what's going on. So we're looking to have this event over the weekend after Thanksgiving, so basically starting Friday night, November 28th, running through Sunday afternoon. And we'd like to ask, basically, if everybody could just, even if you download just one batch, it is only 2 pages of the register. I think that's, am I correct, Justin? I think it's, what, 2 images?
Yeah, I think the Russian side ones were 4, but these, I think they vary a little bit, but it's a small number for sure.
Okay, so we're just looking for if we could get a group of people to even, you know, getting, you know, 40 of us together and getting 40 batches done that week. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, every small step within the project gets it closer to being online and available for us to, you know, search and find, you know, the records that are out there, that are what we would consider buried within the church registers. It's always nice to have an index, and most times those registers don't have their own indexes. So it would be a wonderful resource for us to have, to use, and you know, this way our family histories could be advanced generationally. So,
Michelle?
Yes.
What say if I wanted to do it, what skill sets do I need? I mean, do I need to translate something? Am I just copying letters that are in Latin? In other words, can I do it, or am I not skilled enough to do it?
Okay, so let's go back to screen share. So project instructions, that's a great question. And let's see, the project instructions usually tell you where records access. I thought it, Justin, didn't it usually give a
like a skill level?
Yeah, a skill level. I thought it talked about
Like
basically
intermediate or advanced or something, or basics.
Yeah, I think I believe they classified the Lviv church books as beginner to intermediate. So again, they're in Latin, so they're in a Roman alphabet. So anybody who speaks English should have a fairly good shot at understanding what's written there, unless you have a priest who has just horrible handwriting, and that happens. But not to panic, because if you feel that you cannot you download the 2 images, because right here it says that there's basic batches typically contain 2 images. If you feel the pages that you've gotten are just way above what you're comfortable with, you can send back the batch and download another one. And generally they don't, I don't think, I've never seen where I've gotten the same batches or same churches twice. Like, so if I've done 2 pages, sent something, and then downloaded another, to me it seemed like it was another, a different church book. So I would say that most of us should be able to do the transcription of the 2 images without any issues.
Maybe I was going to say, maybe you could click on that sample image of baptism and people could see what they look like and see if they can. If you can read this, then you probably can do it.
Yeah.
Try to make that bigger somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not. You would think they would make it bigger. Yes, go ahead.
So also on the Family Search website, there's a Ukrainian wiki, and it has a guide to reading Latin church records and a mini online course that you can do that takes about 20 minutes, so that someone could do those things to get ready.
Okay, Lisa, is there a way, if you know where they are in the wiki, would you post that on our Facebook page, and then I could get it onto our Google Plus page?
Yes.
From there. Okay, so again, I would say, for the person just coming into and wanting to do a batch, you probably could do the 2 images and be quite comfortable with it. Again, handwriting is always the questionable variable. You just don't know how good the priest was. Some priests had beautiful handwriting and records are wonderful. Other times you might have to struggle because, he might have been sloppy that day, and you got one page could be great. I've seen it where one side, the left side of a register looks great, and then the next page, same priest, and it just scrolled in there. So it all depends. To answer the question, does that cover all of your, uncertainty, Sherry?
Well, I think that, speaking for myself, but also for other people who might be listening, I don't want to feel intimidated or like this is out of my scope. I mean, I've certainly looked at Ellis Island and other manuscripts, from an earlier period, and copied them or corrected them. So, but if it was in handwritten Cyrillic, I would be really intimidated.
Understood. I would say even I would hesitate to do the Russian project, the Russian Orthodox Church for the Archdiocese of Kiev, because my Cyrillic is just this cursive is just not a strong point for me as well, because as everybody has within their own, you know, in the English language, you have your own idiosyncrasies within the cursive. So, you know, many of us, you know, when we make a letter A, not everybody does it the same, you know, circle, you know, the same way, and the little tail. So, you know, there are differences, and then always the, you know, the letter M and the letter L, and they're next to each other, and oh my goodness, I'm always looking for the little tails, and so yes, I would probably hesitate myself to do that, only because it would make me nervous that I would be transcribing it incorrectly, especially if it's not a clear cursive entry.
And the other problem with the Cyrillic, the old Russian diocese records that I found is, before the 1917, they had a different, even if you know how to write in modern Cyrillic handwriting, they just use different ways of making characters, even in a standard way back then. It's really confusing. So if you haven't done this before, I think I'd start with the Latin stuff to get comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
So are you going to have a sign-up page then on Facebook?
Actually, not a sign-up page. Well, there's a flyer that I have. We started, and I will be posting that, and I'll probably work on that, get that posted tonight. This way, everybody can kind of spread the word, and we can also put that out onto the mailing lists as well, because we did advertise this hangout on a bunch of the Ukrainian genealogy mailing lists. I'm not sure if you guys are subscribers to Galicia, Ukrainian Gen Research or Gen Search, Ukrainian Gen Society. It was put on the Ukraine mailing list. Now these are all at rootsweb.com. I didn't hear anything back. No commentary back on the mailing list, so I'm not sure, you know, whether it was just we sent the notice out too close to this evening, but you know, we might be losing a few people due to Sunday night football. I'm not sure. So it just but we didn't want another weekend to go by and not have, you know, live discussion and kind of get the energy and momentum going on that. And welcome, Matt.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, it took me
Hello.
how long? What is that? 44 minutes to figure this out. Sorry.
Oh, I know. No worries. I think we've based on getting Justin in and Lisa and Sherry, I think we've streamlined it from the half hour down to should be 5 minutes now, because I figured out where the links are for joining versus the links for viewing. So I think the learning curve has been taken care of on that aspect. So, well, welcome. We just finished. Well, we were talking about the crowdsourcing event for the indexing.
Oh yeah, I was listening. I just
couldn't get there.
But I was listening to the whole thing. Yeah, great job.
Okay, so no, we'll be getting. I have the flyer already done. I just need to, I think, update just double check the links to the projects, because when I went tonight to go look at the projects for Ukraine, only one is showing now, and there were two showing before.
Which one is showing now?
The Lviv is showing now. The Russian Orthodox Church one is not listed anymore.
Well, they're almost up to 1852, which is where they cut off on the scans. So they may be needing to scan more batches. They may be actually, that one's been indexed really fast. They may be done with the first round on that one.
Okay, all right. So, but we have a long way to go on the Lviv one. So I'm hoping that we can put a little bit of a dent in that, since so many of our Facebook group members really have our ancestry is really based in Western Ukraine. We have only a few, myself included, who will be waiting for the Kiev eparchy to be uploaded to do my searching as well for my father-in-law's family. So.
And Michelle, can you also confirm again that we are not able to select which parish we want to work with, but it just downloads?
Yeah, that is correct. When you download a batch, they send you to random images. So whatever algorithm they use. So no, you cannot. You know, if you want to do the parishes in around Sanok, or any around Ivanov, Stanislaviv or anything, pick a specific town. Unfortunately, we don't have that option. That would be nice, because again, each of us is familiar with the surnames or families within a specific parish. So understand, knowing that, you're looking at Bihun versus, Ginda versus, as the discussion was on Facebook today, for some surnames on a register page, it would be helpful, but I don't think their software has that capability to, be able to go in there and say, I only want this particular parish on that. So, no.
I was once talking with Kalil Meyer, who used to work for the church in acquisitions, going out into these different countries and looking at the material to determine which are the best materials for genealogists and that they should begin microfilming and then scanning. And he said that he was trying to work with them to give that option to have people choose their own parish. Not so much that then, in part, people would be more interested in doing the job if it's their own parish, but also because of what you just said, the familiarity with the surnames and this, if it's very poor handwriting in the late 1700s, early 1800s, as a lot of these books are, in my own parish, I can go through them very quickly. In an unknown parish, I struggle with some of the names, and they're written in my alphabet, right? So it's too bad that they haven't done that. He's since retired from that position, but I think it's a great idea to do it, and something I should have been doing myself and never have. And Kalil showed me how it works, and they purposefully just give you just a couple pages, and you can go through it and then submit it. I mean, they don't just download a whole book for you and then you become overwhelmed and choose not to do it. So they do it the right way.
Yeah, and again, and if the handwriting, just is atrocious, and I'll say that because I'm sure all of us have seen some atrocious handwriting in the registers, you can reject the batch. You can give it back, and there's no hard feelings, and then just download a new one on that, something that better suits your, your eyeballs and skill set. That works. I think they understand that too. That no page is perfect, and I've seen it where they just tell you, well, no, send the batch back, and it'll get reassigned to someone else.
And how much detail is it? Do you, like for a baptismal record, do you also have to include the godparents? If there's any like 8, what's the detail that they ask to index?
Hold on, just see field helps. Page number, house number, marriage. Okay, so on the field helps, here, hold on, just let's get used to doing all this wonderful technology here. Okay, so here we are. On the page, if you were to remember how I pointed out the fields notes, or actually what was it called? It was, yeah, field helps, printable list of all the fields. So this is the project instructions, but if you were to go to the main page, let's get it to work nicely here, with it sway straight up. If you go to field helps right here, it would bring up this page. It would bring up that page if we were still on it. Okay, so it brings up the record fields and the actual indexing instructions for this specific project. So again, the image type, it tells you how to for the if there's no, because you never know. I mean, on a microfilm, for every frame, you might get a register page or you might get a back cover for that. So the computer doesn't know how to, right now, doesn't know how to distinguish between a register page and a back cover or front cover. So you do get to choose the no extractable data. So in case you do get something like this. So, but you record type, so you would select baptism in this case. Page number, if there is a handwritten page. House number, we're all interested in that detail. Baptism day, baptism month, baptism year. The given name for the child, whether the child is male or female. Father's given name, father's surname, mother's first name, mother's surname, and that would be it. Okay. So to answer your question, there are no, I'm scrolling down, and if I'm going a little fast, I'm sorry, guys. But no, it does not look like patrini are being indexed, or the godparents for those, but that is the column.
And then with the like first names for the Western Ukrainian group set, the names are all in Latin. Do you know from your experience? I mean, how do we just type the name in Latin?
I believe so. Hold on, let's see. I remember that being part of a discussion. So yes, here, father's given name is Franciscus, when we know it's Frank or Francis, or or any version thereof. So okay. Yeah, it looks like you transcribe it as you see it. The beauty of Family Search and their search engine, if you've ever done searches for surnames, you can put in Ivan and you will get Jan, you will get Janusz. It's,
are you serious?
They have designed it smart enough to know. Oh yes, because hopping back and forth between the Hungarian and the Slovakian records for my grandmother's family, it does, yeah, you can put in Ivan and it will know, unless you click the box to be exact, it does know that Ivan is John, which is Jan in Polish, or Janusz in Hungarian. So it does know that, and it will do that search for you, so you don't have to get kind of hung up on doing all the, unlike Ancestry, who is very literal in things. So there is that. All right, and I could stop screen sharing. Then we go back.
Very interesting.
So yes.
I think
so. Yes, there.
Oh, go ahead. No,
go ahead, because I'm checking the screen. I've got a lot of beeping going on, so I'm guessing people are posting in Facebook. I don't know how to shut those little notifications off while you're on a call like this.
I think I found the ones for the Kiev eparchy. They seem to be. They may not show in the list with the rest of them because even the title of the data set is in Cyrillic. And so I'll try to post a link to that project on our Facebook group. But what they're on now, it's captioned, it's all in Russian. It's Ukraina, Kiev, Metrichesky, Knigi, Ruskaya, Pravoslavnoye Tserkvi, the dates, and it looks like it's part 4. So, I mean, even the description is in Russian. So I think that if you're going to work on those, you have to have a very good command of Cyrillic to delve into those. But it looks like they're still available. So if anybody out there wants to try those and help people who have Central and Eastern Ukrainian ancestry, maybe we can post a link to that data set so people have it available.
Okay. I think, yeah, if you send me the link, I'll double check it against the one I have in the flyer, because I believe I have it in the flyer. So this way we can, make sure it's the same one and we're all on the same page. But, as I said, I think getting us together to do this, every little step is going to get us closer, and we really need to kind of get ourselves, I guess, a little bit more organized and, kind of get the group to gel. I mean, I love the camaraderie and the discussion and the energy on our Facebook page. So I'm just looking to see what other avenues the group can take to make it not just a Facebook only community, but truly a genealogical community that touches everybody. Not everybody likes to do Facebook, and I definitely, just really trying to be able to cross, several different mediums to get to people, to get them involved, and for communication to happen. And we have 6 viewers on the YouTube side, so just wanted to put that out there. So, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, so there's 11 of us tonight listening and or discussing. So I think 11 is a great number for a event that was only announced 3 days ago. So
I think this is historic.
Well, it is historic, and it was very bumpy too in the beginning. So, definitely, Matt, we want to get that 45-minute learning curve out the door and have it closer to 2 to 5 minutes of getting everybody. No,
that's just the beloved
it was me. It was me. I now know where the link is to get people to join, but Justin, I don't understand why when you hovered over, it would disappear like that. It's supposed to stay because it's supposed to give you an option to watch it, or hey, you can come in and join the fun.
Yeah, I didn't get anything. When I hovered over it, nothing at all happened. But I could click and watch the video like I was, watching a broadcast or something like that. But the link that solved all the problems. So I think that's great. I think we're there on that.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I think that's learning curve on my part too, is knowing which link belongs to what action. So it's like one of those note to self things. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? I know we had some. I just wanted to give a recap live, I guess, of the fall conference that we had last month. Feedback was totally amazing, wonderful to hear that everybody was excited and they were basically happy to be there, in a room with 70 plus other folks who want to talk about Ukrainian genealogy and researching Ukrainian families or Lemko families or Carpatho-Rusin families. I mean, we had a bunch of folks in the room. We have folks that have, as Justin was saying, we have folks who have family in central and eastern Ukraine. We have people who have ancestry in Zakarpattia. We have in southeast Poland. So, we had I'd say a fair, fairly broad group of researchers. It wasn't, very narrow in any sense. Did you guys feel the same? I know that we all sat at different tables at lunch, so I was wondering what your feedback was on the event. All right. Do I get to pick which one goes first? Matt, how did you feel standing in front of the room? I'll go there.
Wonderful to have an event that was focused on Ukrainian genealogy. I go to a lot of Polish groups, and if they do focus on Eastern and Central, there's nothing just Ukrainian, and so it's wonderful to have everything, Ukrainian. And it was really good that we expanded it to Carpatho-Rusin, Lemko, Eastern, Central, Western, Southern Ukraine. We Ukrainians lived, in many different countries, and so even though a couple of the talks focused on Galicia, still, I was trying to bring in Lemko, and I would bring in things from Bukovina and the Kingdom of Hungary, just because I know that these are where people live. And I think as long as we continue to do that, we'll continue to get good crowds.
Okay. Justin, what'd you think?
Oh, I thought it was wonderful. I just enjoyed that day so much, and I think anybody who came there, no matter what part of Ukraine or what ethnic background, because on the territory of Ukraine you had so many different groups living at different times. You had Germans, you had Poles, you had Ukrainians, you had Russians, you had Jews, you had all kinds of people living there. And I think no matter what you came there, what background of one group or mixed or what part of the country, you could take something away from that. And I was impressed too when the neat thing was that map in the back, I thought, where people could put the push pins in for the villages where their people came from. And you did see them very well concentrated in Western Ukraine, because that's where the earliest immigration came from 100 years ago. So there's more people interested in genealogy probably now descended from those people. But there were also pinpoints central Ukraine, eastern Ukraine, over into Poland, down into Slovakia, out into that direction too. And I thought it was really neat that all of us who lived on this territory that was divided, who had ancestors who lived on this territory that was divided among so many different empires over the years, could come together and share in that and learn in that. And I thought it was just a fantastic way to bring us all together.
I would agree. I think a lot of people, that was a wonderful opening to see where the concentration was, as well as those like myself and you who had to put the pin out on the eastern side of the country. So I think that is a thing there. Let's see. I wanted to.
And I mean, that we did try. I wanted to get a map of the Lemkivshchina region, the Carpathian Mountain region, not just Lemko, but the Carpathian Mountain regions. But I have just a couple really good maps, precious maps, that I didn't want to start pinning holes in them. But also, one other group that I would go to, they would have little numbers on those pins, and then the number, you could sheets of paper, what number and your name and where you're researching. So people could not only look at the map and say, hey, this is really cool where we are from in this part of the world, but also use that to make connections. But it was a one-day event, so you didn't have as much time to do that. But in some other places where I've gone to 2 or 3 day events where you can have that map out in the hallway and people can have a lot of time looking at it, you can use that for real connections.
Okay, and I'm loading it up now just so that our viewers can see it. And then I'm going to do, we'll go back to this wonderful technology, screen share. And there it is. Does everybody get to see the picture?
Yay.
Yep. Wow.
Okay, hold on. Yes. Okay, so everybody gets to see, that is the concentration. I couldn't get it. I tried to take a wide angle so that you can see it, but you kind of lose the depth of those pins and everything. So it really is very helpful to kind of see that they're all, like I said, we have somebody down here in Transcarpathia. We had southern Ukraine, folks. In here. Here's my husband's grandmother. His baba's from right just north of Ivano-Frankivska, and then Dida was from way out over here. But this large concentration is just it is. And we had some people in a little bit on the north, and then we did have, like you said, Matt, the Lemko folks who are just a little off the map just by a smidge. It's not that we not wanted them to be included. But I think, Lisa, that was I think your pin. If there was somebody there, I can't remember whose pin was. They were like, not exactly on the map. I'm like, okay, put it in the border. Show, just to show everything.
I found mine eventually. It was there. I just missed it at first.
Okay. Alrighty. And all right, let me take it off of me. All right. Okay. Back to all this technology. You guys don't get to see my screen as it is, but I have a control panel going. So I have the video in the middle, so it's very similar to what you guys have. But then I have a control room panel on the side, and then when I open up the for screen share, there's another little tab that comes, slides over and everything. So being the producer, director, as well as the speaker, can be a little. I want to make sure I remember what screen I'm on here, what tab is open, and everything. So, Lisa, what did you think?
Sorry, I have to unmute. I have kids running around in the background.
Oh, that's okay.
I thought it was great. I learned so many things that I did not know before. And so I've been able to follow up on some of those things. And I just got my great-grandfather's naturalization record, which you guys talked about, in the mail this week. And that was really exciting. And
okay. All right. Yeah, well, that's it. Your bandwidth. All right. So
lots of really interesting things. There's a lot of help. So help.
All right. So I'm guessing you're running it wirelessly in your house, and sometimes the Wi-Fi doesn't always want to work with us nicely. So we can see you moving nicely now, but before, because you were talking at the same time, you kind of started cutting in and cutting out. So you can we'll try it again. You can, if you want to repeat the comment, that would be an okay thing for us.
Okay, I'll try. I'm not sure I know how to fix it. Is it better?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just said I learned lots of things. I'm brand new to this, so it was a great place to kind of figure out a lot of things, and that I was able to follow up on some of the things. And I just got my great-grandfather's naturalization record in the mail this week, and that has been really exciting, and I learned how to do that at the conference. So, and that's my 4-year-old singing in the back, so it makes it even better. Sorry.
That's okay. Mine are downstairs. They were doing homework before, so there was a plan to the action here. So yes, no, mine are. The noise is downstairs. The door is closed, so the dog can't be barking. Yes, I have gone through. So this is an evolution of being in a hangout on air. Of when you're just in a regular hangout and it's just between 4 or 5 people, it's but when you're recording, it's kind of if you could fix some of the potentials ahead of time, it's always better to do that. But no worries. More the merrier tonight. It's our first night, so everybody who wants to join in, that sounds fine with me. Okay. All right.
Can I interrupt with a question as to when the next one will be? Roughly?
The next hangout?
No, the next physical conference.
Physical conference. We are planning a half-day workshop for March. So right now, no date has been set. We're waiting for the caterer to get back to us on hall availability, because the cultural center that we use is a very busy center for they do receptions. They do. The night before our fall conference, there was a boxing match, or boxing matches, and there was a boxing ring in the middle of the hall. If anybody doesn't believe me, you can kind of ask at our next event about that. We were slightly concerned as to logistics, to make sure the boxing ring would not be there in the morning when we wanted to have everybody sitting down listening to our speakers. So that was a kind of unique thing to have on the Friday, the Friday afternoon, to find out that there's a boxing event, and you're like, okay, how did they get the boxing ring up and down in time? But everything worked out just fine. And so the cultural center does, as I said, has a very busy calendar. So we're looking at March. That is the goal. And right now it's going to be a half-day workshop. I'm not sure if we're going to run a Friday night event. On our surveys for this workshop, the reception of us running a pre-event, I guess, as you want to say, was pretty positive. I mean, folks wanted to, learn, some of the suggested choices to kind of give people an idea of what we could run on a night before. A Cyrillic handwriting. Workshop. We also had baking or pisanki or pisanka writing. The actual go through and do as much as you can in 2 hours with that. So we did have a fair amount of people saying yes, they wanted it. Whether we can work the calendar and folks that would be able to present it for March, we won't know until we have a planning meeting in December. So we will be announcing, we should have some type of an announcement with at least the save the date before Christmas on that, Sherry, okay?
Yes, thanks.
Not a problem. That's a great question, and for our viewers out there, in case they want to come back to New Jersey, Lisa, we'd like to have you back in New Jersey too. It would be good to get that announcement out as soon as possible. This way, the date could get on the calendar. I think that was for our spring workshop. We announced in January, and people had kind of said, "Oh, I wish I had known," even though it was 3 months before. It just seems that calendars fill up fast these days, and the sooner we get it out there, the better off. It is for everybody. That people can block the date, and then as well as we have a date on the calendar for an event for the group. As for the topics, that's still up in the air. That's what the planning meeting will be in early December, is to really decide what type of workshop, based on the surveys from the spring event and the fall event, to see what we could put together for that, as well as working out logistics for virtual attendance, because that was huge. That was a huge request by a lot of people. And it's just that's a difficulty that we have to figure out on that. Let's see. Anything we want to talk about? Matt, you have anything that you'd like to put out there for the group?
No, I don't. Yesterday I was in Darien, Connecticut, which is about 30 miles north of New York City, and there was a genealogical society had John Shea and I do a little presentation about Central and Eastern European genealogy, and there were a handful of Ukrainian folks interested in Ukrainian genealogy, and I told them about our group, and so you might have some people joining with Facebook, and they were interested. If anyone's out there looking for Mielnitsa roots, Mielnitsa near Borshchu, you could contact me, because I have someone who is looking for some information. But there's an interest out there. There's interest, and people need to know the information. And as we all know, there's not as much information for Ukrainian research methodology as there is for other ethnic groups in Europe. So there's a need out there, and I think we're on the right track to filling it.
Okay. All right. Taking notes as well as listening here, because if I don't take the notes down, you guys will be like, "But she said," and if I don't, the mommy brain can't hold everything, unfortunately. Event. Okay. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Justin, anything that you'd like to put out there? We're approaching the hour. Well, the hour mark is about 9:20 for when we started getting folks in, but we could go a little bit longer. That's not a problem.
I don't have anything specific, although I just want to say that I was able to use the discounts that we got at the last conference for the DNA, and I was able to sit down with my grandmother today, who's almost 90 years old, and this is the Ukrainian side, and I was able to have her do both the ancestry and the family tree DNA so that we could get the mitochondrial and the autosomal DNA, and then later we can cross that over from ancestry because of that deal that they're running, and so we should be able to find a lot of great stuff. So I would encourage people to take advantage of those kind of opportunities, because that was another really phenomenal thing. It was worth going to the conference, I think, just to get some of the discounts on the DNA that were available, as well as to learn about it some more.
I have to say that, a huge thank you and goes out to Angie Bush, for our speaker, for coordinating that for us with Ancestry DNA as well as Family Tree DNA. She was able to get those two flyers with the discount codes for the attendees, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that there are more folks who had attended the conference that took advantage of, because as she explained, and for our viewers who weren't with us last month, the discount, if you were to use the discount code with Ancestry DNA and then transfer your autosomal raw data to Family Tree DNA, you basically save almost $70 in the process. So instead of doing two $99 autosomal DNA tests, you would get the first autosomal DNA test, or the cousin finder or family finder test, at a discount, and then the transfer fee, I believe, is it $39, Justin?
I think that's right. Yeah, that'll be our next step. It's pretty reasonable, though.
Yeah, so for another $40, so I think the Ancestry DNA, you got it for $80, I think, was with the discount, it was like $80. And then to transfer for another $40, so basically you're saving, actually closer to $80 you're saving instead of spending $200. So I don't know, 120 or 200. I think my checkbook likes that $120 mark myself as well. So I'm hoping more people did take advantage of doing that as per Angie's suggestion, and it makes it makes sense to do it. The downside, if you want to do the Y-DNA or the mtDNA or mitochondrial DNA testing, you'd have to obviously get a new sample with Family Tree DNA. But at least the autosomal is the fun one. That's basically getting you your cousins and who else has done their testing. I'm still no closer than second to fourth cousins according to Family Tree DNA, and all five of my well, not my dad's test. His good old colonial American roots had me plenty of cousins, but in my Eastern European, for my grandmother, who is on paper Hungarian, but definitely has strong Polish roots because the settlement of her Hungarian village was done, repopulated in 1740 something by people from basically southern Poland, so Spice, and they basically came down. So she's Hungarian, but not quite Hungarian. And then we have my grandfather, who is his parents were, going to put it out there that they're Boyko and Lemko, because just based on family traditions and other things, I think I'm dealing with a mixed marriage of Ukrainians. I'll put the generic label on them. And then I have my father-in-law's family, who is, as you saw, Baba is from the west, Dido is from the east, and makes my genealogy trip all that interesting on it. So, there are cousins out there somewhere, I'm hoping. They just haven't tested yet on that. So, Sherry or Lisa, have you thought about doing DNA testing yet?
I did one from Ancestry, and I haven't switched it over or uploaded it to any other, I don't know what you call it, any other site. No, 23andMe or something like that. I got halfway through the process and it didn't want to go. But maybe that was my old computer link up, so I don't know. And basically it was pretty much, I don't know, 5th to 8th cousins, and all the people I wrote to never wrote back. And I mean, half Lithuanian and half Ukrainian, and they were like 2% and mostly Irish, or they just were not, we weren't going to link up.
Yeah, just to, I know we talked, we mentioned Ancestry DNA and Family Tree DNA. The third player in the DNA testing arena is 23andMe. The beauty of 23andMe is because they do have a very large base of testing, particularly that of European customers. The downside is that many of them did it for the medical aspect. They still do in other countries, run the medical. So you probably did it at a time where you got your medical, I can't remember what they call the medical test. But here in the United States, the FDA stopped them from producing this report based on your genetic makeup. So you have a X percentage of for cardiac disease and all that good stuff, or you're a candidate for whatever. They did stop that option. But what it means for like us, or in Sherry's case of, when you're contacting these people who may be sixth cousins or whatever, they're not in it for the genealogy aspect that you are. They were in it they just wanted their genetic makeup, the medical test run so they could see, what, might be within their genetic makeup. So, yeah, that is the negative on that. But, the fishing, the ponds, as I call it, for DNA testing. There's 3 companies, and if your cousins are testing at another company, and you're in pond 1 and they're in pond 2, until you get a crossover of data, you're never going to meet. And right now, 23andMe, you cannot transfer your autosomal data to Family Tree DNA because they use a different chip. So they're non-compatible, so it's kind of like a shucks situation. But right now, as Angie was explaining at the conference, the economically for U.S. customers, Ancestry DNA, tested Ancestry DNA first, and then transfer your raw data to Family Tree DNA because you save that $70 to $80. On it. If you're international, and I hate to call our friends up in Canada international, but Ancestry DNA cannot ship the autosomal tests to Canada. But that doesn't mean that people haven't gotten them shipped to family in the United States and then sent them up there and kind of, did it in person or visited or such. That has happened as well. So, but internationally, if you have cousins in Poland or in Ukraine and you want to get a test to them to get them tested, 23andMe is the company that will get your test shipped internationally on that. It's a shame you can't get the data to get across the different testing or results pools on that. Okay. Oop, and I took off. There we are. So we held steady by having between 7 and 10 folks on the YouTube side. So that I thought was pretty good for this evening. We got to talk about the crowdsourcing event, and as soon as the planning meeting is moving a little bit more forward next month, we'll have the spring workshop announcement out there. The next hangout for us, because I've already got the dates, because if I don't put them on the calendar, my daughter's schedules will eat up the calendar on that, and that would be where looks like we'll be having our next hangout on Sunday evening, December 14th. Let me just double check that on my Google Calendar. Yes, December 14th. So if you want to mark your calendar for that, we may or may not have actually a guest presenter. I am working on having short topic presenters to join us at these events. I've already talked to Professor Budnar, who is the project manager for the Ukrainian DNA project. We just have to sync up our calendars to get him to present to us on to give a overview of the Ukrainian DNA project, and also answer any questions on DNA testing. So that's one person who is in the lineup. We just have to square up a date. We're also looking at presenting, having folks talk about, and I will bring, I think I still have the picture, the page up. I do. Hold on just a sec. We will be looking at having a presentation on this website, because I'm sure there are tons of people out there that want to know, how do I get around the Polish National Archives? Not only in their databases, which are, not the digital copies, or like here it has digital copies up here, 2031 digital copies, so you can actually look at scanned, what are these? They look like births, marriages, and deaths, I'm guessing. So you could, so we're going to walk people through how to use searching on the Polish National Archives. So that's going to be another presentation, because I think we got a bunch of questions at the conference on that, like, where do you go, which search engine do you use, because they do have 4 different search engines. This is one of them, and Justin, I had to use
I picked a good one there.
I have to use that town name because it is just so a stone fortress. It just is iconic of why there are so many town names that are the same, and just and trying to figure out which one is mine. So I actually used it because I knew I would get lots of different answers, and locations for the, using Zavodka. So we will be going through this, and I'm sure this will be a learning experience as well, because I use it, but I'm not a expert user, but I can make my way through it. So we're trying to find someone that is closer to a more experienced user to walk us through each of the, this is the digital archives, or the archives, the archival resources. So this is the combination search engine, as I call it, because it also links you to the digital or the scanned records. This is also the one that I am keeping eyes on, because I'm guessing this is where the cadastral maps will be appearing, Matt. So, which we're ever waiting so impatiently for. So they should be showing, this is where they would show up for that as well. So this is another topic that we have on the list, and we just need to get it scheduled for us. So right now we're looking at doing these type of hangouts monthly. Does anybody think we should do it more frequently, or is monthly okay?
I think monthly is good, and especially if we can access, or whoever wants to can access it on YouTube if they missed it. If next time I'm going to be somewhere else on that Sunday, but I want to find out what you all talked about, if I can come back on Monday and look at it, then that's great.
Okay.
And you'll have the link on the Facebook page to the YouTube?
Yes, I can. Once I hit the stop broadcast button, and it gets, and then YouTube, basically Google Plus and YouTube do their thing, and then it becomes a video out there. Then I will post the link for the final, or the final copy. I also can timestamp these videos. So in the case of next month, and we have presenter whomever presenting on a topic, and it happens at the 22-minute mark, I actually can create timestamps so that folks can see basically the the progression of conversation and, you know, hop right to 22 minutes, or maybe just watch from the beginning, or jump to 35 minutes because that's the part they really wanted to see. So we have that ability too. Once, you know, the broadcast is done, I can go back in and create timestamps on the video.
More work for you.
I know, but it's actually not that hard to create the timestamps. So it's the time. It's finding the 15 minutes or so to go and do that and get it, you know, and then basically publish the links and everything. So, you know, we're looking for, you know, the discussion after the conferences that we really, right now, the family history group is, you know, coordinated by two people. The two people that coordinate it, Michael Burek and myself, we'd like to make that group a little bigger because that makes everybody's job a little easier. So we're really looking to, as you know, Matt had indicated, we really, the interest is out there. We're just trying to figure out how to get people to the table so that we can get them on board with growing, you know, the project, and you know, who knows what direction it's going to take. Would I love a genealogical society? It's on my wish list. You know, I think we have enough other ethnic societies out there that we can join them. And unfortunately, you know, there might be a little, you know, of the concern of calling it a Ukrainian Genealogy Society when we have so many different sub groups or, you know, ethnic enclaves within, to me is not a negative. You know, it is going to be an inclusive group. So Lemko, Boyko, Hutsul, you know, Eastern Ukrainian, Bukovina, Volhynia, you name it, come to the table, because, you know, we are all in today's Ukraine. You know, unfortunately, European history has not been kind to our area, our geographic area, but we're not going to let that hinder the progress of the group. You know, we want everybody making progress in their genealogy. We're here to do genealogy. We're not here to quibble over history on it. At least, you know, not too much anyway. There's always going to be history. People come, you know, this side and that side, and, you know, it's you know, from dealing with the clients that the client work that I've had, you know, I think I have, you know, come to more of a position of people had to make some hard decisions, and if they were on a side that you may not think was the right side, they made that for their, you know, at the time based on what they knew, and, you know, I just can't judge people for, you know, being with, you know, being a partisan versus, you know, somebody, you know, not on that side, or, you know, or it just, you know, we have to deal with what we're researching today, and you know, I'm hoping others will feel the same way and be able to really see our group grow. I mean, I'm surprised. I have to say I'm tickled pink. Our group is over 400 people on Facebook. I never thought we would grow so fast, and I'm just hoping, you know, we can hit the 500 mark soon. I really like to see us hit 500, considering other ethnic groups on Facebook have thousands of people. I think we have the potential to have thousands as well, and just like to get there on that. So any suggestions on topics that you'd like to see us have people join and talk about? Anything as simple as
sending Western Union money to the archives in Poland having it get there and get to the right place. It
Well,
has
there's
been my recent nightmare.
I'm following that saga on there. It's really, I hope you eventually get it to the right place.
Well, the most recent thing was Dr. Stan sent me an angry email that the money was sent in his name for the Sanok archive. And he was very upset because that was against the law or something like that. And I had absolutely no right to do that. Well, Western Union says first name and last name, and 4 of us at the local, grocery store decided, well, he's got a first name and a last name. We're going to put that there. And then subsequently I found out that's where you should put the archive name, the local archive name. But it's been a really long, drawn-out procedure just to get $20 to Poland.
I think you're our next presenter on how to wire money to Poland. I would never have known that the last name and the first name, that's where you put the archive. I've wired money to Lviv, the Central State Historical Archives there, and I always, I tried it a few times, and the one time that it worked, I just made a photocopy of what I used and seemed to have worked and keep using that. But I've never tried Poland, so that's very interesting to know.
Poland uses a lot of digits and a whole lot of letters, and it's longer than the space that's allowed for it.
Oh, nightmare.
Oh, goodness. So that's for the local archives in Sanok, Sherry?
Comanche, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to say all the place names. Prezimil, whatever that
for
is.
Shemish. So, for Shemish or for Sanok? Because, right, aren't they two different?
Well, Sanok has to go to another bank.
Oh.
Yeah, because Sanok is part of Zhezhov, right? It's a branch of Zhezhov archives.
I don't know how you say it. So.
Well, Sherry, you're already ahead of where I was on this, because every time I ordered anything from the Polish archives, I did a bank wire transfer, and there's an enormous fee with those. If they will now take Western Union, I can save myself about $35 on the transfer costs of it. I ordered some of those Akcja Wisla cards, and they were so cheap. They're only like $2 or $3, and I wanted them so bad. But the wire transfer fee, I could have ordered 15 more cards and used that money for. So yeah, that would be beneficial to find some way to do this other than just using the straight. If they're taking Western Union now, I think that's fantastic news.
Well, the only way I could send to the Polish bank, which is where it had to go by law, was through Western Union. My bank would not do it. Every other thing I checked out, whatever the name of the thing is at Walmart, it wouldn't go directly into their bank account with a big long bank number. So it's really only about $5 for me to send the amount into the Polish bank. So that worked well,
Well, once you show us how to do that, I'm going to be ordering a lot more records from the Polish archive.
We'll have a tutorial online.
Yeah, that would be good, because I think a lot of us have requests kind of waiting in the wings, but are just hesitant because not knowing how to get the funds to the archives, because it is not clear on their websites. It's not kind of like step 1, do this, or have a mock Western Union form where you can download it, bring that to the clerk, and say, okay, this is what I need to fill. This is how I need to fill it out, and to save, unfortunately, aggravation.
Well, you actually should be able to do it at home on your own computer.
Wow.
With your credit card. Now,
right through WesternUnion.com or whatever.
Yeah. I went to the grocery store because I needed 3 people to help me figure out where to put all the numbers. I wasn't sure that they were going to fit. But essentially, now that I think I know where they go, I should be able to do it at home and save another dollar or two, and just, you know, convenience.
That would be good. I think everybody is about convenience, and especially with getting that, if people can understand how to use the online databases that the Polish archives have, you know, and really being able to see what records are where, that really would, I think, help. You know, if they find something, number one, let's be able to find something, and then number two, we learn what archive to contact, and then get a request off to them, and be able to close the deal by completing the transaction by sending the money, so we can get our copies in return on that. So that would be a good thing.
Money transfers without fear.
That's
Would
the
be the goal,
That's a good
right?
title.
Money transfers without fear, especially, you know, Western Union. Who knew that would be so popular today in genealogy?
If there was a better system for Ukrainian archives, my best system, which is only going to work for me, is to just send the money via Western Union or MoneyGram to my former mother-in-law who lives in Ukraine, and then from there she can use the internal bank systems to get it there. But that's not a strategy that most people can use. So it would be interesting to see if there are services that are trusted and cheaper than doing a straight bank-to-bank transfer to get some of this over there.
Yeah, I mean, dealing with Poland, the Polish archives, I think is, as much as it's a little convoluted right now in trying to, you know, get the money to where it needs to be, you know, it happens, you know, a little bit a better process of completion with getting, you know, getting the request in and getting it processed on that.
Yeah, that's much easier in Poland. I'm considering making a marriage proposal to someone who works at the RAT's office in my local town. Maybe that will help, but yeah, I'm jealous of the folks I'm working with. The Polish archives able to, you know, send
Which country?
Oh, Ukraine, definitely.
Yeah, they're still, unfortunately, you know, it will get better. I mean, just if we can just think about the 20 years ago, 10 years ago,
Oh, sure.
to current, it's, I mean, we are truly light years ahead of where we were on it, you know, and it's, unfortunately, you know, it may be to the point of where right now it's still good to hire someone, only because it just, you know, having a good researcher on site, they're looking, you know, at the records with your interests in mind, as opposed to potentially a clerk who is looking at your request and, you know, are they really looking for, you know, and looking at every line, and trying to find, you know, a specific record or group of records for you. So it's still, you know, they're still learning and getting used to, you know, the Western interest within their records, and you know, and we're still learning as to, you know, how they operate, because as we all know, each of the archives, they operate differently depending on the director. So any other topics out there? So we have, you know, money transfers without fees, without fear, excuse me. You know, DNA testing, particularly the Ukrainian DNA project. We'll talk about, we'll also do an update on our crowdsourcing events. You know, give a little update on that. But any other topics out there that you want to have somebody come in and kind of talk to us about? Well, we're going to give Matt a break. He did enough talking in October for a couple months for our group. So we'll give him, you're off for the holidays, Matt.
Nice.
Anything on handwriting? I mean, we could actually, we could walk through the Ukraine wiki on Family Search. Justin, have you looked at that lately, the wiki on Family Search for Ukraine?
Not lately. I looked at it some time ago. pull it up here.
Oh yeah, the Russian language one is really good. I like this woman who put that together.
Yeah, I'm on the General Ukrainian. Is that the one that you're talking about on Family Search? Yeah, because it has all these links to things. The handwriting, is there something here on handwriting? No, there's nothing on handwriting, apparently.
No, the handwriting one is either Latin or Russian. Yeah,
oh, I see.
Yeah, we don't get a billing on that one. We're trying to, all right. Put the personal on the side. So yes, there's the Russian language, and you can screen share too, Justin. If you if you find it in your browser and you come back, and you leave that tab up, and you come directly back to the window where we're all looking at you, and you hover your cursor over the picture, so you have basically over my face here. You get a little toolbar on the left side of your screen. Click on the green with the white arrow.
Okay, there we go. And now, I get a box, and I can do all kinds.
And then you pick the tab. You can do all kinds of stuff. Exactly. You pick the tab or the browser page that you were just on that you want to share with everybody.
All right, I don't see the one I was just on, so let me try that again. Hold on a second. You go there, and then I do screen sharing. Okay. Oh, what happened? Hold on. Screen share. And for some reason, it's not showing that page at all. I'm getting other pages that I've looked at, but I'm not getting the one that I'm looking at on the wiki.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Should be able to.
Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, I'm looking at Ukraine on Family Search. Now I'm going to go back to Google Hangouts. I'm going to go over here, and go over here to screen share, and I'm not getting it at all. I don't know why. I'm getting other stuff, but I'm not getting the one I want to show. I don't know. And maybe I'll close some of my other tabs, and maybe that will help me, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay, here I am, and I'm moving. Oop, I hit the wrong button there. But I'm moving around on it, to make sure that it's. And now I'm going to come back over here. Yeah, I'm not getting it. I don't know why. In fact, I'm getting the option to share my screen that shows that I'm trying to share a screen. So I don't know what the point of that would be, but.
Hold on, let me see here. Full screen, your Hangout. I'm wondering why you don't get your last Google. I mean, you technically, if you go full screen here, we're going to do a test on mine. So if I go to full screen.
Full screen, okay.
Okay, I'm going to. So if I go to full, okay. Oh,
there we go. I could share that. Yeah. Oh, we got
that infinite thing is cool.
Isn't that cool? But what you can do is change it, because since it's full screen. Now, did it just change over to my browser?
Yep.
Okay, so you could do that instead.
So I can do full screen. Where do I do that at? Where do I hit the full screen?
Okay, it should be one of your choices. When you go to screen share, it should be your first one. It should say full screen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to share that. And then I don't know what you're seeing. What are you seeing?
You see, we're seeing your the window with the Hangout in it. So now go over to your browser and click on your browser.
Okay, how does that look? Do you see it now?
Yes.
Family Search Ukraine, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, that's the wiki page from Family Search. And I can move up and down, and you can read. Oh, this is great. All right. I don't know. Did you want to talk about something on there, Michelle, or are we just showing it? Or?
Well, actually, where were we going with that before we had technical difficulties, but then we made a left turn here. Well, we could technically have a Hangout on.
We're talking about handwriting.
Handwriting. So, well, okay. So there's online the Russian handwriting. There's an online video course that they have. There's also Church Slavonic. That's always helpful too, because you might have a priest that writes in Church Slavonic as opposed to Latin. So I think we could also have a review of the wiki and what information can be found on the wiki, as well as what could be found for things that may not be on the Ukraine wiki, such as, I don't know if they have, what do they have for handwriting?
There's the handwriting page for Ukraine does not exist.
It does not exist.
No,
Doesn't even.
I'll try Russian and see what we end up with.
Okay.
Russian handwriting. Let's see. Maybe somebody's done something on that. Oh, looks like there's something there.
There's a nice video.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a video on that.
And you could see how she writes the letters.
I think it's this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. It's under the Learning Center. Okay.
Yes, the Learning Center. In case, just to give everybody a quick intro, for anyone who hasn't been here, the Learning Center has wonderful videos, short subjects. So, I mean, some are actually pretty, they could be lengthy, they could be an hour, but they could be as short as what we see here, 5 minutes, on specific topics relating to genealogy. So there's a whole series on Polish genealogy research. There's a few on, well, there's the one I know on the Russian, and then you just click on the stop on the top of your page when you want to stop screen sharing, and whoop, off you go.
There we go.
There you go. See? Now, it's not just me having all the fun. You have fun too. But there's a plethora of choices there. So, I mean, in the case of I have, my dad is, straight up has wonderful colonial American roots. There's plenty of resource, videos on doing research in Virginia and wherever else I might be doing research, as well as the few that are out there for, there's Polish, there's the Russian handwriting videos. So, if anybody has not been to the Learning Center, do stop in. I think there's, the last time that they posted an update, I think there's over 500 different videos. So you might find one that will help you on that. So, I mean, we could have a review of the Ukrainian wiki. We've got the Polish National Archive search engines, because there's always learn how to operate those. Anything else?
Gazetteers. We never made it to Gazetteers in October, but it's always a good topic. There are a lot of Gazetteers out there that can help people with research if they're, if they're looking for a village name, or if they have a village name, but it happens to be one of those that has 100 different ones all over Central Europe.
Zavatkas. I don't know. Justin, how many Zavatkas are there?
Well, even in our little area around Sanok, there's probably 3 or 4, and when you go, there's one over around Lisko. I mean, they're everywhere. They're just there's at least half a dozen in southeastern Poland, and probably going into Ukraine, there's one in Slovakia. There are just so many villages with that name.
So I feel for anybody who finds that, and to any of our viewers, if you have, where you have documentation that you get, and you get, the Zavatka, I'm praying for you, because determining where you need to be, I understand, will be a definite challenge without a little bit of heart, a little bit of work on that. Otherwise, I think we've got a good start. I'd like to say thank you to everybody for joining us here this evening. Like I said, we do have a date on the calendar, Sunday, December 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I do know how to get the link for everybody to join, publicized correctly now. So the green room, when the green room is open, that means before I hit the start broadcast, you can join in and test out your headset or your microphone or your webcam. Also ask some, questions beforehand before we get started and go live. Otherwise, I want to, as I said, say thank you and wish everyone a good evening. And just for our viewers that are out there, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, I ask you to join us if you do Facebook. If you don't, the Google Plus group is very similar, or I should say the Google Plus community is very similar, where it is a message board or a a news feed flow, so you're more than welcome to join us over there if you don't do Facebook. We also, several of us are on many of the different mailing lists that are out there. Like I said, the one for Galicia, Ukraine Gen Search, Ukraine Gen Society, Ukraine itself, and those are all at rootsweb.com. We're also at the Bukovsk, right? Am I going to get it right? I never can get that one out right if I'm not looking at the word. The triangle, our friends in the triangle. Without the word in front of me, it's not stuck. The pronunciation isn't stuck yet. You know, we're there. We're also on the Galicia, Poland, Ukraine Yahoo group. There's a good number of folks there. So, you know, do join in the mailing lists and watch for our notices. But I wish everyone a good night, and we will see everybody in December. And 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good night, everyone.